Ho, ho, ho. Hello, my dear friends. Tonight, I'll tell you a story that happened to me during Christmas. Well, I got lost. No child received their gifts. My elves were panicking. And I wasn't calm either. The day before Christmas, I usually go to bed early to be well rested for a whole night of delivering presents for you. But when I woke up that evening to get on my sleigh, I was in a completely different place, as if millions of years away from civilization. I panicked when I realized that during my sleep, I had crushed a time mirror compass, a magical device that helps me deliver all presents on time. With it, I could stop, rewind, or fast forward time, but now it was completely useless. 5 in the morning, Vvicky wakes up, because her dog is barking persistently near her bed.
Daj mi spać.
She mutters, turning to the other side, but the dog doesn't give up.
Chcesz iść na dół?
She asks. The dog responds with an enthusiastic woof woof. With a sigh, Vvicky slides out of bed, puts on her slippers, and heads downstairs. The worried dog leads her to the living room, circling around the Christmas tree. Then it stops, staring at the empty floor.
Co się dzieje? Nie ma jeszcze prezentów?
She glances out the window.
I dalej jest tak strasznie ciemno.
Suddenly, a troubling thought dawns on her.
Mikołaj ma kłopoty.
Indeed, I was in danger, but I found a solution. I just needed someone to send me a new time mirror compass. The problem was that here, in this prehistoric land, there were no tools or materials to repair my broken device. To get what I needed, 2 challenging conditions had to be met. 1, someone had to figure out where I was, and 2, they had to find a way to send me a new time mirror compass. I began to worry. How could anyone know I was missing? What would happen to the world if I didn't deliver the presents? Vvicky looked at her dog, who persistently crouched under the tree. Suddenly an idea struck her. Maybe it wasn't a coincidence that the dog was acting so strangely.
Chyba coś jest nie tak.
She asked. The dog barked as if confirming. She grabbed her phone to check social media. All the news was the same. No Christmas gifts worldwide. What's happening with Santa? Vvicky got up from her chair and was staring at the tree. Something was bothering her. She turned on her phone's flashlight and examined the floor more closely. Suddenly, she noticed tiny red threads. They looked like scraps of Santa's coat.
Co? Co to znaczy? Muszę się tego dowiedzieć.
She didn't know that Santa, somewhere in the distant past, was in big trouble. His red coat, worn for centuries, had started to tear apart in a dense forest filled with sharp branches and thorny bushes. While escaping from ferocious dinosaurs, one of the bushes snagged his coat, ripping off a small piece of fabric. But Santa's coat wasn't just any clothing, it was magical. Even when torn, the detached pieces retained a hint of holiday magic. That magic caused the tiny red threads not to remain in the prehistoric forest. Instead, they mysteriously transported to the present day, appearing under Vvicky's tree. They were like breadcrumbs meant to help find Santa. Meanwhile, I, Santa, wandered through prehistoric wastelands. Around me stretched endless forest, and in the distance I could hear the roar of dinosaurs. I needed food and shelter, but my thoughts kept circling back to the children, waiting for their gifts. Suddenly in the distance I saw a flash of light. Could someone be there? I ran towards the light, but before I reached it, I heard a strange rumbling. It was a Tyrannosaurus. I had to hide, or I wouldn't make it. Vvicky searched the internet for any clues. She came across an old legend about the time mirror compass Santa used to travel through time and space. The legend said that if the device was broken, it could randomly transport its user to another point in time. Suddenly, she remembered an old chest in the attic with strange items she had inherited from her grandmother. She rushed upstairs, opening the chest and started rummaging through its contents. Finally, she found something resembling a time mirror compass. I managed to hide from the Tyrannosaurus and reached a source of light. It turned out to be an ancient meteorite pulsing with strange energy. Could it be a sign? I approached it and felt my pockets begin to vibrate. I pulled out the remnants of my time mirror compass. These fragments started reacting to the meteorite's energy. Vvicky connected the time mirror compass to a power source and input the coordinates from the legend. She hoped she could send the device to Santa's location. She pressed the send button and the device disappeared in a bright flash. As the meteorite's energy and the fragments of the device began to merge, I suddenly saw a flash behind me. I turned around and saw the time mirror compass. It was impossible, but it worked. I immediately sent the coordinates for my home at the North Pole and transported myself back. It was late, but I still had time to deliver all the presents. Thanks to Vicky and her dog, we saved Christmas. Children worldwide received their dream gifts, and I could breathe a sigh of relief. Ho ho ho, and it was all thanks to a girl who believed Christmas had to succeed. Merry Christmas to everyone.